Budget apps are all pretty much the same. You hook them up to your bank and you budget with the transactions that are imported. The bad news is connecting your bank to a budgeting app may be putting you at massive financial risk. Yeah, connection services like Plaid are super convenient, but fraud isn't covered by your bank or FDIC insurance if your account gets hacked because you shared your password with a third party, which means you could be out thousands of dollars just because you wanted to budget. Now that's scary. Sure, you could manually put all your transactions into the app to avoid this, but no one wants to do that. I have a solution. Enter Skwad, the budget tool that has solved this problem. It adds transactions automatically to your budget without having to hook up your budget to your bank account. Seems magical, but in this video, I'll show you exactly how to set it up. Big thanks to Skwad for sponsoring this review. They reached out and I agreed to make a video because I truly believe that their service fills a need that no one else is filling. I've been genuinely impressed with it and wanted to tell you about it. So let's jump in. All right, to sign up, go to Skwad's website, skwad.app. Put your email address in here and then click start your free trial. This will give you a 30-day trial so you can give it a try for yourself risk-free. But just a heads up, Skwad will give you 40% off your first year when you use my promo code Caleb40 when you go with a subscription. We'll get to cost in a bit, but spoiler, this may be the most reasonably priced budgeting service that I've run into. Now, the way Skwad works is really cool. Instead of having to connect your bank to your budget, all you have to do is set up bank alerts to be automatically sent to your Skwad account. Okay, watch this. As an example, I'm going to simulate when a purchase is made and my bank sends a transaction alert to my email. Here, I'm just forwarding a transaction alert to myself that I've already received from my bank. All right, the transaction alert just came in. Now I'm going over to Skwad. I refresh a couple times and boom, the transaction is automatically imported into Skwad. So easy and so fast. All right, we're in Skwad. Let's create our first transaction alert. To do this, we'll go to settings on the left side. Then if you look on the right side, there's your scan email address. This is gonna be something at scan.skwad.app. We're gonna copy that, go over to our email and create a filter. All major email providers are gonna give you the ability to create your own filters, but today I'll show you setting it up with Gmail. Okay, one of my main bank accounts is Chase. I went into my Chase account online and set up email alerts for any transaction over 1 penny. Now I get an email from Chase every time a transaction is made. On any of these email alerts, all I have to do is look at the address that's sending it, which in my case is no.reply.alerts@chase.com. Now I'm going to copy this. And if I go up to the upper right and click on this gear, this is the settings, and click see all settings. Then go here to the middle here at the top and click filters and blocked addresses. Then I'm gonna scroll down to where I can click create a new filter. Then here in the from section, I'm going to paste my email address from Chase. In the to category, I'm gonna put my email address that Chase is notifying. Then I'll go down here to the bottom right and click on create filter. Here's where it'll show me what I can do with the filter. Now I want to forward these emails from Chase, so I'm going to click on forward. Then this is where I'm going to add my Skwad email address by clicking add forwarding address. After you do that, it'll have you confirm your Skwad address. Then it'll add it here to choose an address, and you can choose your Skwad address. Mine has it in there because I've already gone through this whole process. Now we just have to create filter. After you verify it's you, ta-da, easy peasy. Now you've got bank alerts sending to your Skwad account. And you can do this with all the bank accounts that you have. Just set up email alerts for all your transactions. And just like magic, whenever you make a purchase, your bank sends you an alert, your email forwards it to Skwad, then Skwad drops it into your transactions instantly. Now that we have the transaction alert set up, let's jump back to Skwad. And we'll create a budget where we can track those transactions that are imported. Now if you go to the left side, there's a bunch of tabs. We're gonna click the budgeting tab and we're gonna click new. Now creating a budget with Skwad is super easy. Just name it. Choose how frequently you want to refresh your budget. I choose every month because I think it makes the most sense. Just a lot easier when it comes to bills that happen monthly. And we're gonna put in our monthly income. We'll use the median household income in America, which happens to be about $5,100 after tax. Now if we click continue, it's gonna take us to the breakdown. Skwad has a bunch of categories to choose from, and we're gonna take this $5,100 and split it up across a bunch of categories. We'll start with the big ones. Let's click on bills and utilities, then go down to mortgage and rent, and we'll put in $1,500. And then here at the top, it gives you this green progress bar showing how much money you've used of your budget thus far. Since we're in here, let's put in 50 for phone and 60 for home insurance. All right, you get the point. I'm gonna speed up the rest of these transactions. Okay, all our income is accounted for, and if we go even $1 over, this progress bar is gonna turn red at the top. Let's go back. Now let's go down, Click continue. Now this is going to show us a breakdown with the categories that have the most budgeted for them. Now this is a great time to go back and make some changes if you realize that one category has too much money going into it. You can do that by just clicking back on the envelopes. We're not going to make any changes, so let's just click save. Now one thing to note about how Skwad works is that it's set up as envelope budgeting. So every envelope basically acts as its own sinking fund. All right, let's say you're saving up for a trip to Disney World. And since it's massively expensive to go, you decide you'll save $100,000 for said trip. If you create an envelope for Disney and then put $1,000 into it this month, the next month that $1,000 will still be in that envelope and you can put another $1,000 in, making the total balance $2,000. It'll only take you 8 years, but Skwad will help you save the whole way. The envelopes actually make it really easy to keep track of your money. I say envelopes, but I'm really talking about subcategories within your budget. All right, we've got the budget set up. We can see right here, basically an overview of the budget, how it's going this month. This is taking into account a number of transactions that are already in my account. So don't worry about that. But let's go track some transactions that have been imported into the budget. I'm gonna go here on the left side to transactions, tap on your transactions. Now I'm gonna scroll to the bottom. The first one we'll look at is this one here at the very bottom, which came into my Chase account for our mortgage payment. It did come in with the right vendor and the right amount, but it shows uncategorized. Let's change that. We'll click on the transaction. We'll go here to category, click on that, and we'll scroll down to mortgage and rent. Now we're gonna go here to the top right and click save. There, it just changed over to mortgage and rent. The next one that we'll do is Spectrum, our internet provider, which is the transaction just above our mortgage. We'll click on that, click on category, and then we'll scroll to internet. And we'll click save. Ta-da! Now when transactions come in from our mortgage company or from Spectrum, those will automatically get categorized into mortgage and rent and internet respectively. Now what if you love chocolate milk as much as I do, and you love it so much it needs its own category? All you have to do is go to categories on the left, click that, then we'll click on new at the top right, and we'll create our very own chocolate milk subcategory. We'll put it under food and dining. Perfect. Now we click confirm. Now it's a new subcategory we can choose when we're budgeting out our income. Now there are 3 transaction tools in particular that I want to show you. One is transaction duplicates. We'll jump back over to transactions. Basically, if you have a duplicate transaction come into Skwad for whatever reason, you can use the duplicates tool to find transactions that appear to be identical. All you have to do is go here to the top of your transactions. It says duplicates. When I click on it, it'll break down the identical ones. These all came from the same place on the same day for the same amount of money. Now I can just delete whichever ones you don't want by choosing them on the left and clicking delete. Another tool that's helpful with transactions is customizing the columns. So it shows you exactly what information that actually matters to you. The goal is to keep you budgeting and telling your money where to go. And sometimes having too much information can actually prohibit that. So in the transactions tab, you're gonna click this gear that's just underneath the search bar. And from here, you can modify what information you actually see about each transaction and in what order. I only care about the date, the payee, the category, and the amount. So I'm gonna click the I on the account so I can't see it anymore. Then we'll apply settings. Bingo, no more account column. The third transaction tool is splits. So each transaction that comes in, you can actually split between categories. Let's go to my Kroger expense here at the bottom. If we click on that transaction, we can see it's from Kroger. We can see it's in the grocery category, but maybe $100 of it was for groceries and $7.19 of it was for a t-shirt. To fix that, we're gonna go to the line items. We'll click this plus. We'll go to the first line. We'll make that be $7.19. We'll go to the second line, make that be $100, and we'll change our first line to clothing, since it's for a t-shirt. Second line is for groceries. Now if we go to the top and click save, it's gonna hit both of those categories instead of just one. All right, let's talk about 3 great features outside of transactions. That's accounts, recurring, and upload. With accounts, you can actually create accounts within your Skwad budget so you can see which transactions come from which bank account or which credit card. If you use multiple payment methods on a regular basis, just click on accounts here on the left side, click the plus sign on the top right, and you can do this several ways. The first is with email alerts. If you go to alerts within your online bank account and have it send you regular balance updates, could be daily, weekly, whatever, it'll send you your account balance updates to your email. And your email will forward that over to Skwad just like it does with with transactions. Then Skwad takes care of the rest. The first time you get a balance update, Skwad will create the account here, and after that we'll just automatically update the account balance every time you get a balance alert. You have the option to directly link your bank account or just add it manually. The nice thing is, regardless of how you do it, Skwad can see the last 4 digits of your account number every time you get a transaction alert, then associate each transaction with an account, making it easy on you. Now let's go back to transactions. We'll turn our account back on. Apply settings. Now you can see each transaction with an account associated. Now with recurring, Skwad will analyze your transactions and figure out trends. Then it'll put the regularly occurring transactions into this recurring tab. So it sees that I have a transfer going to SoFi every week. It's going to create that into a trend and show me a projection throughout the year. This is really helpful to prepare for transactions that are predictable. If you look here, it'll give you a much better feel for what expenses are coming up throughout the month. The last is upload. Now if you're coming from another budgeting app and you have all your transactions data in the form of a CSV or an Excel file, you can upload that by clicking on upload here on the lower left and just drop it into the upload section right here, and then it'll import those transactions. So you aren't totally starting from scratch if you're an experienced budgeter. The best part is Skwad is actually coming out with their very own budgeting app very soon. And as soon as it's available, I'll put a link in the description down below. But it works the same way as the desktop version. You can see right here on the leftmost tab at the bottom, this is where trends are. Scroll down, you can see your money in versus money out. Clearly I need to connect our account that has most of our direct deposit. And if I scroll down, it'll show me general budget information, upcoming bills, recent transactions. And then here at the bottom, you can use the other tabs to go to transactions. You can go to any of the transactions and open them up, and you can modify them however you need to. You can go to your accounts, you can go to your budget. It's all there, and it'll make budgeting on the go super easy with Skwad. Okay, all these tools are great, but what is this gonna cost you? Fortunately, it's super reasonable. Probably the cheapest budget service that I've found that actually offers automatic transactions. Right now, it's only $22 per year, and you can get a 30-day free trial. That's $1.83 per month. That's way better than the $5 to $10 per month that most other budgeting apps are gonna charge you for bank connectivity. $22 is gonna get you a solid budgeting tool with all the features that we just went over. It protects your privacy, and it keeps you from breaking any of the bank's terms and conditions. On top of that, it gives you a second profile so that you can successfully budget with a partner or a spouse. Now, Skwad does have a couple pricing levels. There's the one that I mentioned for $22 per year, and then there's the annual $49 version, which will get you everything in the lower version, plus the ability to do multiple currency conversions and sync your data with an external source like Google Sheets. These prices are all based on the email alerts version of the service, and this is their main recommended system for importing transactions safely. However, Skwad does offer the ability to link up with your bank if this is something you just absolutely can't live without. It's through a particularly privacy-centric bank linking service, which gives you all the control. That bumps the price up a bit for the Skwad tiers to $37 per year and $64 per year, respectively. Like I said, great price to get started. And that price is free because you can get a free 30-day trial. Plus, if you like Skwad, you can go to the settings here, scroll to the bottom, hit apply promo, and then put in Caleb 40. This will actually give you 40% off your first year instead of their normal 15% off discount. So use the link in the description down below if you want to get started. Overall, I think this budgeting platform is fantastic. I love the ingenuity behind it and the creative way of importing transactions safely while focusing on privacy and financial safety. Give it a shot by clicking the link in the description down below. Otherwise, subscribe here for more budgeting content and watch this video next.